Somerset had another day of struggles, this time with the ball, as high-flying Yorkshire, led by 100 from Adam Lyth, had the better of the second day of the LV County Championship match at Taunton. The whole of day one was lost because of rain, but thankfully play did get underway on time on day two, with Andrew Gale winning the toss, choosing to bat, and then losing Joe Sayers, who nicked Steve Kirby to Marcus Trescothick in the slips, to the 8th ball of the match. Given their trials and tribulations of late, this was just what the doctor ordered for the home side, but alas for them, they then forgot to take some of their medicine. Alex Barrow given the keeper's gloves, with Craig Keyswetter still injured and Joss Butler with England's ODI side, missed a tough chance to get rid of Lyth in the first hour, as did debutant Dean Elgar, with a drop in the slips which led to Kirby's teapot impression. Yorkshire have been batting so well of late, such misses were likely to be costly, and so it proved, with Lyth starting to look good after his indifferent start. While the visitors have been racking up the runs of late, few have come from this particular top order. Indeed, Lyth came into this game with only 149 championship runs in 7 innings. He's still remembered by some for his awesome summer of 2010, when he smashed 100 on this ground, the year after Somerset chased down a record-breaking 476 in only 85 overs. Their supporters are only too aware that such things are not happening for their team right now, and those misses in the field did allow Lyth to complete his second 50 of the summer. He'd needed only 65 balls for this one, from which he'd struck 8 fours to give his side a very encouraging start again. He dominated the scoring, making the lion's share of his 80-run stand with Phil Jakes. Jake scored 26 of those, and that's where his innings was ended by Jamal Hussain, given his opportunity in the first team for the first time this year, with an injury to Alphonso Thomas and with Jamie Overton having his workload managed. Hussain had Jake safely held by Barrow in the day's 20th over. These two sides have already met this summer in Leeds, a game in which Yorkshire amassed 505 for 9 before forcing Somerset to follow on and only being denied a win by the weather. That weather had also put back their ambitions here, but either side of lunch, Lyth, now joined by Gale, tried to make up for some of the lost time on day one with some excellent shots. Both men missed out in that run fest at Headingley, with Lyth making a duck and Gale 17, but both were on course to register their best performances with the bat this season. Too many 4 balls were delivered by the home side, which has doubtless done a lot of soul-searching after being beaten by Sussex in 4.5 sessions last week. Lyth moved through the numbers in a rather easy manner and was rewarded midway through the afternoon session with a superb century. He pushed another half volley, this one for the returning George Dockrell, through the covers to collect his 15th 4, which took him to 3 figures for the first time this season from his 150th delivery in just more than 3 hours at the crease. He had, in the process, given his side an ideal start to this game too, so he will have been gutted to get out soon afterwards. Having moved to 105, he missed time to pull off Hussain and was well held by Peter Trigo. Lyth had to drag himself off the pitch with the total reading 185 for 3 in the 52nd over. Gale remained, however, and half an hour later he was celebrating his first 50 of the summer. A little push off Elgar got him there off his 130th delivery. It would have been warmly greeted in the visiting dressing room, as runs from their captain has been about the only thing missing from Yorkshire's season so far. Gale was still there going into the last session of the day, a session which Somerset were again made to wait for a wicket on a good batting surface in Taunton. Gale was now filled with confidence, quite rightly, and he started to put the host to the sword with some delightful shots. Gary Balance was also able to make a start against an attack which really lacked much venom. 27 more overs passed by without any success for Somerset, as this latest pair of left-handers added a further 80 runs for the 4th wicket to put their side into a very strong position. There was a little fortune in the dismissal of Balance, too short of his half-century. He missed out on a ball from Dockrell he would have fancied hitting to the fence. Instead, he got a little nick which was gleefully held onto by Barrow shortly before the second new ball was due. That brought Adil Rashid to the wicket, and to his first ball he made no mistake off a similar delivery to immediately get moving. He is in unbelievable form at the moment, having hit a career best 180 against Somerset in Leeds, and then following that up with another ton in the win over Warwickshire. So he was now looking for a hat-trick of hundreds. The one big disappointment for Yorkshire on what was another good day for them overall was the dismissal of Gale in the third over with the new cherry. On 75, he chopped a ball from Trigo back onto his stumps, much to the relief of the bowler. That brought Rashid and Andrew Hodd together for the final 13 overs from which they ensured that this day belonged to their team. With few concerns, even though the ball was still a new one, they put on an additional 61 runs, which will at least give their side every chance of collecting maximum batting points from this game. They'll resume on the third morning on 341 for 5 and have another 15 overs to add 59 runs to that for a full quota of batting points. Rashid will go again, needing only 3 more for another 50, and his third successive 100 is not out of the question. Then we will see how Somerset respond this time with the bat.